Hey, what's going on, guys? The Horror Man back with the next review of the Terror in the Isles challenge. This time, Jason and I watched Firestarter. Mess with Charlie and Burn. Firestarter is a 1984 horror film based on the novel by Stephen King, and scenes from it are featured in the television cut of Terror in the Isles. It's interesting because Firestarter was released the same year as Terror in the Isles, but because it was only featured in the television cut, they were able to include some scenes. It goes without saying that this is the newest movie featured in Terror in the Isles. Firestarter stars a young Drew Barrymore as Charlie McGee. Charlie's parents, played by David Keith and Heather Locklear, participated in a government experiment when they were younger. This resulted in them acquiring telepathic abilities. And Charlie was born even more powerful than both of her parents. Not only does she have telepathic abilities as well, but she can also set things on fire simply by thinking about it. Not just things either. People, too. A government group called The Shop is interested in studying Charlie. It's led by Captain Hollister, played by Martin Sheen. Dick Warlock, who played Michael Myers in Halloween 2 and one of the bad guys in Halloween 3, also works for The Shop. And then there's George C. Scott's character, John Rainbird, the scariest character in Firestarter. He's sort of the Shop's version of a bounty hunter. After killing Charlie's mother, Charlie's dad and her go on the run. But the Shop follows close behind. They are desperate to experiment on Charlie, even if it means killing her father to get to her. And John Rainbird has plans of his own for Charlie. But how can the Shop capture her without being set on fire? Charlie doesn't particularly like being a Firestarter. She doesn't mean to hurt or even kill others. It just happens. She can't fully control it. Mess with Charlie and you will get burned because she's a Firestarter. It's funny because Drew Barrymore has told a story about when she was a little girl with her mother in a store. They saw Stephen King's book, Firestarter, and Drew's mother thought the cover looked just like her. She even bought the book for young Drew and let her read it. Not long after, she was officially cast as Charlie McGee in this adaptation. Drew is great in this too. Even as a young actress, she was fantastic. I really like David Keith as Charlie's father. I'm a fan of Martin Sheen ever since The West Wing, so it's cool to see him. And as I already mentioned, George C. Scott is genuinely frightening in this. He's got this crazy eye and a long ponytail, and he's just a bad guy. The pacing is kind of strange in Firestarter. It starts out really fast, and then the second act slows down a lot. But then the final half hour or so really picks up again, and it's explosive. It's literally a fiery finale. As far as Stephen King adaptations go, Firestarter is actually pretty true to the book. I do prefer the book, but the movie is pretty good as well. I have to say, the fire effects are really well done. The movie also features a score from Tangerine Dream. If you're a fan of Stephen King, or Drew Barrymore for that matter, chances are you'll enjoy Firestarter. And you'll probably like my relatable recommendation too, Cat's Eye. Cat's Eye was released a year after Firestarter in 1985, and this one also stars a young Drew Barrymore. Cat's Eye is a horror anthology film based on short stories by Stephen King. Clearly, it's a relatable recommendation. Cat's Eye also stars James Woods and has a very memorable segment featuring a tiny troll. All the segments in this anthology are good though. I'm a big fan of Cat's Eye. Even more so, in fact, than Firestarter. Have you seen it? If so, what do you think of it? Comment below and let me know. And please be sure to check out Jason's review. We're burning through this list, and we'll be back with another review for the Terror in the Isles challenge soon. Until then, thanks for watching, guys. Hit that thumbs up and, be kind, subscribe.